South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, we have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
John was the most incredible person I'd ever met. Aviation was John's love and passion. He was present as a Marine and present as a dad, as a husband. It was a normal, ordinary Wednesday for us. When I was picking up my daughter from daycare, my friend that I would carpool with mentioned that there was an aircraft that went down. In an instant, you know, your life does change. And you, especially having children, have to decide, how am I gonna do this? I got a message from a friend, and they said, there's this foundation called Tunnel to Towers. And they said on TV that they're gonna pay for your and John's mortgage. And it just felt like a frozen moment in time that I'd never forget. I'm so grateful for that.
By giving $11 a month, you're joining us on our mission to do good. Go to T2T.org. It only takes $11 a month to make a positive impact.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing. Opening day is Friday, December 6th. First post is 12:30 p.m. The meet will include the Starlet for Fillies on Saturday, December 7th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday, December 14th, plus 2 other stakes events for juveniles. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, December 14th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime Thoroughbred meet opens on December 6th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Sunday. It's the first big weekend of the National Finals Rodeo competition here in Las Vegas. The town is hopping with cowboys and cowgirls and Wrangler jeans and long neck beards and a lot of cowboy hats. We welcome you to the show from Las Vegas, Nevada, the gaming and cowboy capital of the world, at least for a while. The cowboy capital, the gaming capital of the world always. And we come to you live and direct from this gaming capital at the South Point Studios, at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard, and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show and all of our other platforms that peeps are listening to right now, like our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. They'll be giving you the play-by-play of the Los Angeles Rams NFL team a little bit later on Sports Talk 1400 AM. It is the flagship station for the play-by-play here for the Rams in Las Vegas. And, of course, all of the websites we have, including our own websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. You can get the streaming there. Also, we do archive our shows on those sites as well. And, of course, we take care of your devices, your iPhones, Androids, and your Google phones with the apps. You can go to your app store and get the KSHP app to listen to us, and the YouTube app to see and listen to us on the YouTube network. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever you get us, welcome to the Sunday show as we wrap up another week covering the great sport of kings, Las Vegas style, here from Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, well, the temperature out here right now is 41 degrees. It's 41 out there right now. We're going to get up to 65. And as far as the rest of the country is concerned, looks like nice weather across the country. It's always warm in Miami, it seems. 76 degrees there in Miami. By the way, the Jets will be playing Miami there today at their stadium. And then, of course, in New York, it's 56 degrees and a little bit cloudy. So I guess it's better to play that game in Miami. Detroit's 49, Kansas City 56. You've got Chicago at 53. Phoenix, Arizona, 75 degrees. And in Los Angeles, 72 degrees were, of course, Los Alamitos in Orange County there in Los Angeles, 72. And, of course, as I say, we're going to get up to 65 degrees today here in Las Vegas. As far as the precipitation and all that other stuff that might contribute to any track conditions, well, it seems like all of that snow and all that stuff is way up in the northeast, like Maine, all the way up there into Canada, so we don't have to worry about that. As far as rain is concerned, well, you got a lot of rain in the state of Texas, along the Gulf Coast, and in Louisiana, along the Gulf Coast as well, so Fairgrounds might be with off racing today, but everybody else looks pretty clear and pretty good for today's racing card. And we have with us Jonathan Ardoon. Bob Mazurski will be checking in for the Los Alamitos report. We got Rich Ang with another game prediction. He had that winner yesterday with Oregon minus 3.5. Jonathan Ardoon came with a nice winner for us as well. John Lindo, oh my goodness, he had 2 winners for us on the show. And his Lindo report again had the suggested late pick 4 at Los Alamitos. That thing hit too on the Lindo report. And, of course, Jerry J. will be along with his selections as well. And, of course, we'll have your racing menu in just a minute. But here's a recap of a lot of stuff that happened yesterday. And I can tell you this, yesterday, all over the country, mostly all over the country, it was highlighting all of the 2-year-olds. So at Aqueduct, you had 4 stakes races, 2 of them for 2-year-olds. And it was a big, big day for Flavien Prat. In fact, a record-breaking day for Flavien Prat. We begin with the Flavien Prat's first win of the day in the 3rd race at Aqueduct for Chad Brown, paying $5.10. The first stakes race of the day, the Gopher Wand, for the fillies and mares, won by Tizzy in the Sky, Flavian Pratt aboard for Todd Pletcher. The winner paid $8.20, outrunning Occult and Movie Moxie. In that race, Flavian Pratt tied the single-season stakes record of 79. 79 stakes races this guy had won up to that point, tying Ired Ortiz Jr. for that record. But stand by. We now go to the seventh race. And, by the way, I want to mention that Joel Rosario had a couple of winners. He had 2 out of the first 5 winners. The first race for Rudy Rodriguez is $6.30, and the 5th race with Christophe Clement, a horse that paid $4.60. But now we move on to the 7th race, the second of the 4 stakes races at Aqueduct. That was the Remsen for 2-year-olds that held 10 Kentucky Derby leaderboard points for next year's Derby. The winner there was Poster. Poster gives Flavian Pratt his 2nd stakes win of the day. Trainer Ian Hardy's winner there. That horse paid $11.60, outrunning Aviator Guay and Tux, who finished 3rd. And in this race, Flavian Pratt set the single-season stakes record at 80 for the year. He's not done yet. And he tied Jerry Bailey for 55 graded stakes wins within a year. So Flavian Pratt was breaking records yesterday. First 2 stakes races go to him. And then we move on to the Demoiselle. The Demoiselle is the 8th race, was the 8th race for 2-year-old fillies. This held 10 points for the Kentucky Oaks future book next year, the leaderboard. The winner there was Mahima. Mahima, Florent Garou aboard for Brad Cox, a horse that Jonathan Hardoon said is a very nice 2-year-old coming out of Brad Cox barn. That horse remains undefeated 3 for 3, went wire to wire in doing so at the 1 1/8 distance, and paid $2.80 as the big favorite in that race. Ballerina Dioro was 2nd, and 5 Aside was 3rd. Mohima, owned by the Shadwell stables. Then we went to the big race, the Cigar Mile, Adam Mile, for the handicap horses. The winner there was Locked it up with a big win for John Velasquez and Todd Pletcher. Pletcher was winning his 2nd race of the day. He also won the Go for Wand, as you know, with Tizzy in the Sky with Flavian Pratt. So Pletcher won 2 stakes races on the day as well. Locked paid $6.30 as a solid win in the Cigar Mile. Mulligan was 2nd, Post Time was 3rd, and you will be hearing Locked's name for next year guaranteed. They took a lot of time with getting him back to the races, and he performed well yesterday, just the start of something maybe really big for Locked in the Cigar Mile. Flavian Pratt capped off the day with the 4th win of the day in the last race. His 4th win came on a Linda Rice trainee, paying $13.20. And that was a big day yesterday at Aqueduct. Both the races for 2-year-olds, solid horses that I'm sure will be heard from when they turn 3 at the first of the year. Los Alamitos, of course, the Starlet was their big race for 2-year-olds. But before that, trainer Ruben Gomez won the first race with Liscano aboard at $16.60. Gomez came back in the 5th race with Aguilera, paying $16.80. A big win in the 4th race for Miranda, Edwin Maldonado aboard for Gary Mandela, paid $6.20. That was a John Lendo selection on the show here. Miranda there. And then in the 6th race, Jonathan Hardoon came with the winner, Mining District, who won by the slimmest of noses. Woof, man, that was a heck of a stretch drive between him and Majestic Palisades, but Mining District got it. Maldonado's 2nd win of the day for Doug O'Neill, paying $4.80. Bet down from 7-2 on the morning line. And then the Scarlet Stakes for 2-year-old fillies. Bob Baffert had 3 in the race. He didn't have the favorite, but he won the race anyhow because Tenma wins in a solid effort with Juan Hernandez aboard. Baffert and Hernandez, when they get together at Los Alamitos, they are extremely dangerous. They win this race and pay $7 even, outrunning Look Forward and Vodka with a Twist, who was the favorite and finished 3rd in the race. 10 Kentucky Oaks points for Tenma for next year's Kentucky Oaks. And it gives Bob Baffert his 8th consecutive Starlet win. Wow. Steve Knapp got his second win of the day in the final race. He won the third race at 560. He came back in the ninth and final, paying $340. Tyler Bass aboard there. And John Lendo's Lendo Report. The suggested late pick 4 hit again on his sheet. That pick 4 paid $73.80. Lendo had a big day yesterday, that's for sure, and on the show. All right, other 2-year-olds. All 9 races at Tampa Bay Downs yesterday were for 2-year-olds. Just like that one card they had at Churchill. Tampa Bay, 2-year-olds, all 9 races. It was a big day for jockey Sarmel Marin. Sarmel Marin won the second and third races. In the inaugural stakes for 2-year-olds, the winner there was Donut God, Sammy Camacho for Brian Lynch, paying $3.80, outrunning Naughty Rascal and Candy Crumbs. And in the Sandpiper Stakes, the second of the 2 stakes, this one for 2-year-old fillies, Miss Worldwide wins with Sarmel Marin aboard. So Marin wins 3 races, including the Sandpiper feature. Brian Lynch was the trainer there, so he won both stakes races. Trainer Brian Lynch. This winner, Miss Worldwide, paid $13.40, outrunning Holly Grove and Dancing Magic. Laurel Park had a couple of races for 2-year-olds as well. The Maryland Juvenile Fillies, won by Caprice, with Jamie Rodriguez aboard for Kathleen Lynch, paying $4.40. And the Maryland Juvenile was won by Tony Eclipse, with Jovan Toledo, paying $6.20 for Brittany Russell, outrunning Saxton and Barbadian Runner, who finished third in that race. J.G. Torrealba had 4 wins on the card, but didn't win either one of the stakes races yesterday at Laurel. Pleasanton hosted the Golden Gate Debutante for 2-year-old fillies. The winner there is Sunset Grayson, paying $16.60. Oaklawn Park came with their card yesterday. No 2-year-old stakes races yesterday at Oaklawn Park, but the feature race, the Ring the Bell Stakes, was won by Happy is a Choice. Happy is a Choice was the choice and the winner. That horse paid $5 even. Ramon Vasquez for trainer John Ortiz. John Ortiz had won earlier in the day with a $3.80 winner, so he had 2 wins on the card, including the big stakes race there. Christian Chores had back-to-back wins in the 5th and 6th races. His 6th race winner, Mischievous Gal, paid $9.40 and was a selection on the show from John Lendo. So John Lendo had a big day yesterday. Here's the prices in the late pick 5 yesterday at Oaklawn. You ready? Started out with John Lendo's $9.40 winner for us, then a $28.40 winner, then a $21.80 winner. Then came the feature race, the Ring the Bell, $5 even there. And then the 10th and final race, the winner paid $62 even. And the 50-cent late pick 5 at Oaklawn Park paid $51,394.75, if you were that clairvoyant. Gulfstream Park, Mark Casse had a winner in the second race with Joey Bravo, came back in the 5th race with Javier Castellano, paying $22 even. And that gave Javier Castellano and Mark Casse both their second wins on the day. Castellano won the 3rd race at $3.20. Edwin Gonzalez had a couple of wins, winning the 4th at $13.40, and then back in the 6th with a $4.80 winner there. So Gonzalez had a double as well. But in the stakes race, the H. Allen Jerkins at 2 miles on the turf, the winner there was Lord Eddard Stark. Lord Eddard Stark, a huge long shot for Leonard Reyes. Reyes was aboard this horse. Leonard Reyes, that is, and paid $123 to win. This horse paid $123 for a $2 win bet in the H. Allen Jerkins. That was the final race of the day. Joseph Orsino won that race, and that was done at Gulfstream. Finally, at Woodbine, Rafael Hernandez had 4 wins on the card. He won the 2nd, 6th, 9th, and 10th, but he didn't win the feature. The feature, the Valedictory for 3-year-olds and up, went to Get Smokin' with Sahan Kasavici aboard for Mark Casse. That winner paid $12.10, outrunning Classic Motown and Loose Wire, who finished 3rd there. Busy day all over the country yesterday, and a lot of unusual winners, a lot of good winners as well, and our handicappers did well on the card. We're looking for more today, aren't we? Okay, we're going to go to the break. Don't forget, Jonathan Ardoon is standing by. Bob Mazursky, Rich Eng, John Lendo, Jerry J, and your racing menu. So don't go away. We'll be right back on your Race Day show. Get to chatting on the chat box at the YouTube Race Day spot. Subscribe and get started chatting. Chatting away. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing. Opening day is Friday, December 6th. First post is 12:30 p.m. The meet will include the Starlet for Fillies on Saturday, December 7th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday, December 14th, plus 2 other stakes events for juveniles. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, December 14th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime Thoroughbred meet opens on December 6th.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to get to your racing menu for today. We remind you first post times we broadcast on the racing menu every day reflects that of the Pacific time zone, because these are the first post times that will roll out in our race book here at the South Point today. We are in the Pacific time zone. If you're listening on many different time zones we have around the world, just adjust to the Pacific time zone wherever you're at, and then you'll get it right. And I don't want you to miss anything, so make sure you get it right. First post times are Pacific. Like I said, I don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Aqueduct Racetrack, the Big A in New York. They say it's going to be 50 degrees by the time they start the races today in Aqueduct, and the track is fast. First post time is 9:10 today. The feature race is the Garland of Roses, 6 furlongs for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. That'll be the 8th race on the card. 8 go to the post right now. No late scratches to report. And the morning line favorite in that race at 3-1 is Mystic Pleasure with Florent Guru aboard. First post time at Aqueduct set at 9:10. Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has a nice Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $169,176. They have 11 races today, and their first post time at Gulfstream is set at 9:20. 9:20 today at Gulfstream. Laurel Park has 9 races. Laurel Park has a first post time of 9:25. 9:25 at Laurel Park. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover is $3,619 first post time, $925 for their 9 races at Laurel. Then next comes Woodbine, north of the border. 10 races today at Woodbine, and their first post time is at 10:10, 10:10 at Woodbine. Their Super High 5 jackpot carryover there today is $24,369. That's their Super High 5 jackpot carryover at Woodbine today, and a first post time of 10:10. Fairgrounds, New Orleans. That track might be off today. It looked like the weather was going through there with a little bit of rain. 8 races today at the Fairgrounds and a first post time of 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds today. And then we go to Los Alamitos, Thoroughbreds. Los Alamitos has a first post time of 12:30 today. Los Al has 9 races. 9 races today at Los Alamitos. The final race is the feature, the $100,000 Soviet Problem Stakes for 2-year-old fillies going a mile. In this race, 9 go to the post, and the 2-1 favorite in that race is In the Air Tonight with Tiago Piera aboard. 9th race, the feature. 9 races overall, and again, first post time at Los Alamitos Thoroughbred meet. The daytime meet is at 12:30. Pleasanton Racetrack is next. They've got a Super High 5 carryover, a regular Super High 5 carryover of $55,497. 8 races today at Pleasanton. They also have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $9,415. and their first post time is at 12:45 for their 8-race card. Then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos, their second program today. It's the quarter horses. 5 o'clock first post time at Los Alamitos this evening, and there are 8 races today, 3 thoroughbred races, 3 mixed breed races. 2 of those mixed breed races are stakes races, and then 2 quarter horse races on the 8-race card tonight. And they do have a pick 6 that they seed for $10,000. So the Los Alamitos pick 6 is already seeded with $10,000 in the pool. First post time is at 5 p.m. at Los Al tonight. All right, let's bring in Jonathan Ardoon. Jonathan, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing 5. So you chuckled at my Reyes. Leonardo. Go ahead.
I would have the same hard time you have.
Give me his first name.
Lionel.
Lionel? Okay, Lionel Reyes. I don't want to tell you what I did, but
you were close, Ralph.
Well, here's
you
what
were
happened.
Close.
I spilt some coffee on that sheet, and it kind of blurred my spelling of the name. So I can apologize for me wanting some coffee this morning.
No apologies necessary.
In any case, you had a nice winner yesterday, but what about that winner in the Cigar Mile? That guy's going to be something for next year, don't you think?
We told you about that horse. He was favored against Fierceness last year in the Breeders' Cup. I mean, they had high hopes for this horse. Obviously, he had physical problems. He needed the time off. Pletcher gave him the time off, and he's going to be a serious 4-year-old.
Yes, he is. I would venture to say, well, he went a mile yesterday, but it looks like he can get more than a mile.
Well, it was only, I think, his 5th career start. As a 2-year-old, he went long and he ran well, so no problems with him.
Now, we do have a couple of more races before the year is out for 2-year-olds that will gain Kentucky Derby leaderboard points for next year's Derby. One of them comes up on Friday, believe it or not, at Remington Park. It's called the Springboard Mile. For $300,000, it's got a full field of 12 there, so there'll be 10 Kentucky Derby points for that race. And then, of course, we still have the Los Alamitos Futurity with the Kentucky Derby points, and the Gun Runner, which I believe is down at Fairgrounds. I'm not sure, but the Gun Runner will hold Kentucky Derby points as well. So we got some races for 2-year-olds this year yet to have small, just 10 points, but nevertheless, that could be.
But the problem is you have 5.5 months to the Derby, so with 2 weeks to go, a lot of things happen. Could you imagine what's going to happen with 5.5 months to go?
Well, no kidding. That's for sure. Hey, what about Flavian Pratt? Is he something else?
I got to tell you, if you bet a race and you don't have him and he's coming at you, you're dead. He's going by most of the time, and he's just a great rider. Listen, when you reach a certain plateau as riders, and whether it's Ortiz or Pratt, it doesn't really make a difference. They're kind of interchangeable. But with Pratt, it really makes a difference. He gets that extra oomph out of the horse, and for some reason, he's always on the right end of it.
Well, and so does Irad Ortiz. You get right now you got Ortiz and Pratt. If you leave them out in a race, you're really kind of taking a risk of getting beat in that race. What's
interesting, Ralph? Jose Ortiz opted for Fairgrounds this year. He didn't go to Gulfstream. He didn't stay in New York. He didn't go to California. He's trying something new, going to ride the full meet at Fairgrounds. And it's a little surprising. The purses there aren't as big, I guess, as they are in other places. He could have gone to Oakland or wherever, but he opted for Louisiana, for Fairgrounds, and to me, I just think that's interesting. I don't know why he did it, but obviously he did it.
And I could tell you this too, that he might have just been getting a little short on the fact that his brother was getting the better mounts and he was getting like secondary mounts. I don't know, but I'm just sitting there saying those two.
We're reading into it. We don't know, but it's just an interesting sidebar. How does he end up at Fairgrounds with all the options? He ended up in Fairgrounds.
But those two, as you know, when they're together at a racetrack, it's bad news if you don't put them both in. In any case, we now go to Aqueduct for today. A nice winner off of your selections yesterday. So what are you doing today?
We're going to look at race number 4, I believe. Yes, the 4th race today, Ralph. This is an
Well, we're
interesting
going to
race.
Aqueduct first then, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We always
Aqueduct
go to
fourth
Aqueduct.
race. All right, Aqueduct first,
Yeah.
4th race. Go.
Correct. Well, there's an even money shot in here. The 7-horse Enfuego. This is a 3-year-old filly who hasn't been out since September, but takes a very suspicious drop. This horse is returning in a $16,000 claiming race. So red flags galore. This horse is going to be 3-5, and I'm going to beat this horse. I like the number 5 horse in here, Foolish Challenge, a 3-year-old filly from the Wayne Potts barn. Draw a line through her last race. It was a sloppy track. She never got a hold of it. Previous races, good enough. Christopher Elliott, a young apprentice, rides today. Stuart Elliott's son, that is, by the way. 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 5, Foolish Challenge, to upset and win today's 4th race out at Aqueduct.
All right, so you believe that the horse that's even money on the morning line and probably will be bet down to 3-5 or 4-5 in Fuego shows signs to you being in this race that he's.
Why are they giving her away for $16,000, Ralph? Off of those good allowance races, off of a layoff, something's up there. And when you have a big favorite and you can find a reason to play against her, well, you certainly should take advantage of it.
And you're doing it here in the 4th race, the 5 Foolish Challenge. Foolish Challenge is your play in the 4th race at Aqueduct. By the way, folks, we just got the late scratches. In the 8th race, the Garland of Roses, we have 2 scratches in that race. Number 3, St. Benedict's Prep will be scratched. And number 6, Ellen J will be scratched. Ellen J, by the way, would have been ridden by Flavian Pratt, so he's not going to be in that stakes race today unless he picks up a mount there. So numbers 3 and 6 are scratched in the 8th at Aqueduct. Where are we going next?
Let's go to Gulfstream Park. By the way, there is no Oaklawn today. Only Gulfstream, Aqueduct, and Los Alamitos will be available on my site. Anyway, 10th race today at Gulfstream, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. I like the number 8 horse in here, Seaver. 5-year-old gelding from the Timothy Hills barn. Joe Bravo reunited with this horse. He's won on this horse twice. Draws an outside box. Number 8, Seaver, wins today's 10th race out at Gulfstream Park. 4-1 on the morning line.
First name isn't Tom, is it?
Tom is no longer with us, but I'm sure it was named after him.
I'm sure it was too. 10th race at Gulfstream Park, number 8, Seaver. Joey Bravo aboard, number 8, Seaver, in the 10th race at Gulfstream. I would imagine you're going to wrap us up at Los Alamitos Thoroughbred.
Yeah, we're going to look at the 8th race. And by the way, this is a terrific betting race. 12 horses entered. Could you imagine? And it's a nice field. I like a price horse in here, number 11, Mio Bambino, a 3-year-old gelding from the Annie Mathis barn. Rider switched today to Kyle Frey. This is an improving horse. He's getting better with each start. There's enough early speed to set things up for this horse. I like number 11, Mio Bambino, 8-1 on the morning line to upset win today's 8th race out at Los Alamitos.
Well, I got to tell you one thing. If he is a horse who closes and he's going to get a long, long stretch to do his thing in that 8th race at Los Alamitos today, the 11, Mio Bambino, the 11 horse in the 8th race at Los Alamitos. Again, 3 sheets available today, Los Al, Aqueduct, and Gulfstream. And yes, Oaklawn Park does not run on
this Sunday anyway. Maybe down the road they will,
Yeah, but they started out the meet with a few racing days because of, it's pretty cold down there still there, but no racing there today. But there is racing at those other 3 places, and you get Jonathan Sheets right now. Hey, thanks a lot, Jonathan. We'll talk to you on Wednesday and see if you got a soapbox or 2.
I'm sure we'll have something to chat about. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. Talking about Los Alamitos, let's get right to Bob Mazursky standing by in Southern California. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, my man. Well, Bob Baffert just wins another Starlet, and even if he hasn't got the favorite, that was a nice win by that filly.
No, absolutely. She'd been freshened a little bit. They took the blinkers off yesterday. Nobody expected her to be on the lead, but, she broke so well, so Juan Hernandez put her on the lead. As Baffert said after the race, Juan's riding with a lot of confidence, and he just kind of leaves it up to him how the race plays out, and it came up that way. And basically, her and Look Forward, the horse that was supplemented the race, ran 1-2 all the way around the track. And, they went head and head, and Look Forward actually had the lead in the stretch briefly, but then Tenma prevailed late. So that's 8 in a row for Bob Baffert. Juan Hernandez has now won the race 3 out of the last 4 years. So hard team to beat in that particular race.
Now, Bob, if I'm not mistaken, Juan Hernandez had a perfect riding record at Los Alamitos in the last meet. He selectively rides, I know that. And he only had 3 or 4 mounts, maybe 5, I don't know. But he was perfect. He never lost. And this, I believe, was this his first mount at Los Al?
No, he had ridden a couple horses before this. Yeah, he did have a meet a couple meets back where he went 6 for 6. So yeah, he picks and chooses his spots here. He rides a lot of stakes races. He's the all-time leading stakes winner here, which is quite an accomplishment considering he doesn't ride that often, but he has won more stakes here than anybody else.
Well, as long as he's riding those Baffert horses that are winning those stakes races in multiples, he'll be okay, that's for sure. Hey, today we got the Soviet Problem, which is for 2-year-old fillies at a mile. Now, the Starlet was also yesterday, but these are the 2-year-old fillies that don't quite make the Starlet, caliber.
That's right. These are the California horses that are California bred or California sired. So yeah, that's restricted to them. So this is obviously a little bit softer spot than the Grade 2 race yesterday. So yeah, it's a good field. It's a solid field of 9, and that's where I'm going to go for my pick when we get to that point.
Well, anything that happened yesterday outside of the Starlet that people ought to know about?
No, it was just no real big upsets yesterday. We've had 3 jockeys win 3 races the first 2 days. Armando Ayuso, who's a very underrated rider in my opinion. Asael Espinoza, who's back in Southern California riding this meet. Of course, he led the meet here 6 years ago. He won one of the meets here. He shared it with a jockey named Heriberto Figueroa, who's now riding down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyler Bays, who had a very slow Del Mar. In fact, he didn't win a race the entire Del Mar meet, has won 3 races the first 2 days. So we'll see how that plays out for the remaining 4 days of the meet.
Well, I know that Steve Knapp had a couple of wins yesterday, and so did Ruben Gomez, a trainer that's not known a lot on the major circuit, but Ruben Gomez had a couple of wins yesterday as well, right?
Yeah, he did. He won the first race with a maiden, and then he won another maiden race later in the day with a horse named Tiger Strength. So yeah, it was a double for Ruben. Good for him. Like you said, his horses are based at Los Al. Doesn't win a lot of races, but he had a big day yesterday, so good for him. And then Steve Knapp, of course, always is a big participant at this meet. He runs a lot of horses during the Los Al meet, so he's off to a good start.
All right. Well, we got, of course, the Soviet Problem will be the 9th and final race today. A nice 9-race card and a good competitive card it is, really. Again, the only pick 5 on the day is the first 5 races. It's a 50-cent base bet, and then you got 2 pick 4s, the second, third, fourth, and fifth races, and the last 4 on the card. And, of course, the 9th race, the Soviet Problem Stakes, is the finale for this week. We will, again, resume racing at Los Al for the second week on Thursday.
No, we'll be back on Friday.
Friday, okay.
We'll run Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week.
Okay. Soviet Problem, you say you got a horse there, buddy.
Yeah, I like the number 3 horse, Grateful My Love. She just barely lost in the Golden State Juvenile Fillies last time. She is a maiden. She'd had a really rough trip first time out. I thought she would run really well the second time out. She just got beat a nose by Tequila and Therapies, who also is in this race today. She goes to Juan Hernandez today. She goes from one great jockey to another, John Velasquez to Juan Hernandez, and I think she should relish the mile. She gets an extra 1/8 of a mile to run today, so I like number 3, Grateful My Love, in the final race of the day.
All right, you got Juan Hernandez winning back-to-back stakes races on the 2 weekend days there at Los Al with number 3, Grateful My Love, the 3 and the 9th and final, the Soviet Problem Stakes. And by the way, you do handicap all the races each and every Southern California racing day. And in case people want to see what else you got to offer today, where can they find it?
Well, I'm at todaysracingdigest.com. As you said, I do selections for Southern California every day. Then I do a graded handicap for the Southern California News Group papers, which includes the LA Daily News, Pasadena Star News, Orange County Register, among others.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, Bob. We will talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, Ralph. Have a good week. Take care.
All right, you too, my man. All right, we're going to go to our next break, and when we come back, Rich Ang standing by off a nice selection in Oregon, winning the college football, the Big Ten yesterday, the championship there. And more football today with the NFL, but I got a question to ask him. We'll be right back.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines, and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry-aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
Tunnel to Towers helps so many people. As a player of the Mets, I feel like for me, I have a responsibility to give back, especially to a cause that's authentically New York. And I just want to show appreciation for those brave men and women who really do a massive service, not just in New York, but everywhere. Hey, I'm Pete Alonso. Let's go Mets, and let's help the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Go to T2T.org for more information about how your donation can make a difference.
Thank you, buddy. There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting T2T.org.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. One of the chatters, James, on the chat box here, wanted to know about my cap. It says the National Finals Rodeo 40th edition. I have a collection of caps that I've had over the years. Every time the Finals Rodeo comes here, I get a cap for that Finals Rodeo. And so this is the one that I had when they had the 40th. It's way beyond the 40th one now, but that's why, just in case he was asking 40th. It's not. It's a whole lot more than 40, but this was the one that they had for the 40th. Okay, let's go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Oregon looks like it's going to be a hard out to win this college football championship this year.
Well, they deserve the number one ranking, Ralph, but excuse me. But in all honesty, Penn State gave them all they could handle.
I know.
I was thrilled to get the cover for Oregon, but you know, a couple of the other games too, Georgia and Texas, SMU and Clemson. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a lot of good football teams, but in my mind, there's no super team. So this should be a fantastic playoffs season.
Understandable, but I can tell you just by watching it on TV, the Oregon players are fast. These guys are fast.
Yeah, when they play on an artificial turf like they did in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it makes them faster when you play on perfect conditions, so to speak. So, yeah, you're right. They're going to be a tough out. They're the number one seed, and you know, the quarterback. He kind of reminds me of a poor man's Tua in the fact that he just throws a lot of timing patterns. You saw a lot of slants where you just hit receivers on the run, and their yardage after catch was phenomenal.
Well, I can tell you this. I understand that there was a bet made at the Circa downtown that was the highest bet on a single football team and a single game outside of the Super Bowl. Someone laid down $3 million on the Philadelphia Eagles today as and they opened up a 12.5-point favorite. I don't know what they are now against the Carolina Panthers. What do you think?
Well, a bet I had heard, because I actually saw Derek Stevens, the owner and CEO of Circa, say someone bet $3 million on the Eagles on the money line. It wasn't using the point spread; it was on the money line.
All right.
And if I'm not mistaken, he said that the bet would win the gambler $400,000 on the money line because the Eagles as a 12.5 point favorite. Big money line favorites. And he said, "I'm begging for Carolina money, but he's not going to get any. He's not going to get any bet back on Carolina." So
No, I know that.
Circa's rooting for the Eagles today.
Uh,
You know what, Ralph, real quickly, just let bettors know if they don't understand how that side of the business works. But
Yeah.
the word you'll always hear about bookmakers and sports is exposure. Exposure means how much money you stand to lose if things
Right.
don't go your way, and so they stand to lose $400,000 if the Eagles just win the game, whether by 1 point or 100.
Yeah, that's well, I know, but they'll be in business tomorrow no matter what. We know that. Okay, give me your football pick real quick and a horse pick, and we'll let you go.
133, 134 is the New York Football Jets against the Miami Dolphins. And the line right now is 6. And if you watch these games with the Miami Dolphins over the last few years with Mike McDaniel, they love to beat up on bad teams. And right now, the New York Jets are a bad football team. Game's down in Miami in 80-degree heat. The fact they Jets might even wilt in the temperature, but I like Miami just to roll up the score. They still are on the bubble for the playoffs. They need this game. Jets are playing for pride. Miami -6.
And they're playing at home there in the weather that they like. The Miami Dolphins is your selection there, laying 6 points at the moment. And probably the most significant individual that has been a bust so far in the NFL is Aaron Rodgers at the Jets. It just didn't make any difference, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of question if he's going to come back next year, Ralph. I mean,
Right.
they fired the general manager, they fired the coach. I mean, the Jets are in sad shape right now.
Yeah, no question about it. Okay, give me a horse and we'll let you go.
Siraco playing the ninth, Ralph, in the Soviet problem. I like the number 1 horse in the air tonight. I know the horse is 2-1 favorite, but this horse drew well and has a strong record in the Calbred Stakes races. The only race that the horse didn't run that well in was in the Oakley, for finished 4th behind 3 Bob Baffert fillies. One of them was Tenma, who won the Starlet yesterday. But I think it's a great spot for the one in the air tonight in the ninth.
Number 1 in the air tonight in the ninth and final, Rich Ang's pick off of his sheet. And, of course, Bob Mazursky came with the 3. So I got a Siraco play, the exacta box of 1-3-3-1 in the ninth and final. Los-Al. Rich has got the rest of what he has to offer for horses right there at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right. We are going to take our final break. When we come back, John Lindo and Jerry J wrap it up. Don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show. Every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing. Opening day is Friday, December 6th. First post is 12:30 p.m. The meet will include the Starlet for fillies on Saturday, December 7th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday, December 14th, plus 2 other stakes events for juveniles. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, December 14th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet opens on December 6th.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, wrapping up this week of Race Day shows here in the South Point for Las Vegas and certainly for the racing. And we'll be back on Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. we now go into Southern California where John Lendo was standing by. John, a big day yesterday. You had two nice picks and winners for us, one at Oaklawn and one at Los Alamitos. And again, on your Lendo report, the suggested late pick 4 came in, paid $73.80, but it was a short ticket anyhow, and you can only take what they give you. Nice work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good morning, Ralph. Not a big ticket, $18. So we turned a profit there. A little bit bigger ticket today at Los Alamitos because there's some prices in that sequence. So hopefully this will be a little bit better payoff today.
All right, and we'll be betting into it. The Lendo report, of course, for all the races at Los Alamitos is suggested late pick 4, like he had yesterday, and all the good information on one comprehensive sheet, and that's available only in one place here in Las Vegas. It's right here at the South Point, free of charge in the race book here because they love horse players. John, a quick thought about anything that happened yesterday that piqued your interest, and then we'll get a pick.
Interesting to watch Muhima as she comes back out of that win in New York yesterday. Brad Cox has a slew of good 2-year-old fillies turning 3. Right now, the Kentucky Oaks goes through the Brad Cox stable.
Yeah, no question about that. And, of course, Bob Baffert, he just keeps winning those 2-year-old races at Los Alamitos. Even though he didn't have the favorite, he had the winner with Hernandez aboard.
Yeah, she had not trained well going into that Oakley Stakes, and she ran that way. She had trained better for this. So she's a filly, I think, that'll tell you in the morning how she's going to run in the afternoon.
All right. And, of course, we got another race for 2-year-old fillies, the Calbreds today, and the Soviet Problem, the 9th and final race there. And Juan Hernandez has a horse that figures to be right there as well with Grateful My Love.
Yeah, the top 3 finishers from the Golden State Juvenile fillies, Tequila and Therapy, Grateful My Love, and In the Air Tonight, they all stretch out to a mile, and it's a good rematch. They were all lapped on each other on the wire last time, and I think it's going to be close again today.
All right, John. Well, we will take another winning pick from you and let you go, and we'll talk again on Wednesday. But before that, you got a pick for us today?
Yeah, let's go to race number 1. I'm going to try and beat the 4-5 morning line favorite, number 1, Moby Town, who was claimed last time out of a good effort for $20,000. Comes back for $6,250. There's a gap in the workouts there. If he wins, that's fine, but he just looks like the kind of horse you want to try and beat. Let's go with number 3, Smarty Nose, who's been sharp under the lights at Los Alamitos, but better yet, this horse really likes the 1 mile configuration of the daytime track. He can sit off the pace a little bit and finish. 7-2 on the morning line. Let's go with the locally based course specialist, number 3, Smarty Nose, race number 1, Los Alamitos.
Now, John, you say he likes the 1 mile configuration. We know that this is only a 5.5 furlong race, but you think he likes the configuration of it in that 5.5 furlong race, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's won his last 2 starts on the daytime track sprinting. He was disqualified out of 1, but he likes that long stretch for whatever reason.
All right, you got it, my man. First race, 12:30 today, and it begins the only pick 5 at Los Al. That first race, you like the 3, Smarty Nose, right in the face of the 4-5 favorite, number 3. Don't forget, he's got the rest of the Lendo report right here at the South Point right now, free of charge. Thanks a lot, and John, we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. We're going to wrap it up with Jerry Jackowitz standing by with his Raiders cap on today. Jerry, good morning.
What? Raiders entirely.
Oh, all Raiders. Morning, okay, good. All right, anything happened yesterday that piqued your interest before we get to the picks?
Well, just that anybody who went and got the power page and put it together with John's horse in the 4th race yesterday, Marinda, which won.
Yeah.
Our top-rated star horse, Dory Miller, ran a fantastic second, and would have got the exacted. We mentioned that on the show, so and you can do it again today because in the first race we have a featured play which I'm not giving out on the show, and you can put it together with John's horse together, maybe get another exacted.
All right, you got it. What are you going to do for the show then? Let's go to Aqueduct first.
Yeah, let's go to the Aqueduct to the 4th race. Number 1, Short Shrift, really appeals to me from Christophe Clement, coming off the turf back to the dirt. But the horse, this filly runs really well on the dirt as well. At 4-1, I think we're getting the best of it all the way around. Let's take the 1 over the 2-4-7, do some reverses, 2-4-7 over the 1. But the 1 horse in the 4th race, Short Shrift, should do short shrifting of this field.
Okay, well, I got a feeling that you're going to edit this just a little bit because you like the 1 short shift, the 1. The link-ups you have are 2, 4, and 7. Earlier on the show, Jonathan Ardoon came in the same race, so I got a Siraco play here as well. But in that race, he likes the 5, Foolish Challenge in the race. So I would imagine you're going to probably throw the 5 in there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So now we have the play as the
In
1.
fact, I was thinking of using the 5 and I dropped it. Now I'm putting him back.
Well, we're going to put him back in. How about that? Okay. 4th race, the 1 over 2, 4, 5, and 7, and reverse. For your picks, the 1, Jonathan's the 5, and I'll just do the exacta box there, the 1, 5, 5, 1, as a Siraco play. We'll wrap it up with Los Alamitos.
Yeah, I'm going to the 5th race here, Ralph. Really great value on number 9, Okasik, for George Papadromou. Georgie P. He's this horse looks just right to me, fast enough, and the class drop should get him home. Okay. I'll take the 9 over the 5, 7, 8, and 10. Reverse 5, 7, 8, and 10 over the 9. But the 9 in race number 5, Okasik.
All right, 5th race. That is the anchor race in the early pick 5 at the Los Alamitos. So we got it bookend. We got the first race with the selection and the last race in the sequence of the pick 5. In the 5th race, you like the 9, Okasik. The 9 link-ups include numbers 5, 7, 8, and 10. 9 over 5, 7, 8, 10, and reverse. And that's the link-ups there. Don't forget, Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Los Alamitos and all of Aqueduct with all of the stars and the V's and the P's and all that stuff that you should pay attention to are available at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right, Jerry. Well, we wrap up another week of racing, Las Vegas style, right here from the South Point Studios. We're going to take a couple of days off and then come back on Wednesday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. In the meantime, everybody out there, enjoy and have a wonderful and comfortable and beautiful Sunday, and enjoy all that this Sunday has to offer. One more thing we're going to offer, and it's the closing line from Jerry. Go ahead and say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.